Hi there, Marge here from A Rose Grows in Harlem. Today is Sunday, March 8th, and this is, I guess, the first of my working weekend series. I wanted to make sure that I was doing a consistent weekly video every Friday because I have to feed the birds. And then some vacation came up, and then I had a pet death. My sweet DG boy has passed away. Um, that was hard, and I could bring myself to film on Friday, but I figured I could probably get some work done over the weekend. And I said that, of course, and didn't even look at the weather because we're going to have about a week straight of rain. But I do want to get out there, but I figured let me start here where it's nice and comfortable. I have a lot of things to update you with. I've got the scions that I got from prunings from my fruit trees, and I wanted to show you how the citronella was doing. So I guess let's start with the citronella. I did not water it yet this week, but I wanted to show you how every one of them, oh, with the exception of maybe one stalk, every one of them is growing and doing well. Every one except this one, that's okay. No roots have come out yet, which is fine. We're not looking for crazy root growth, just some root growth, but these have started to sprout. This one has not done anything yet, but that's okay. I will go ahead and give that some water. And this is the citronella plant. And as you can see, it's already growing lots of new shoots. And each one of those can actually become its own plant. Even, I'm trying to see if there are buds. There are buds on even these old cut up pieces. And there's a new bud right there. So that's looking promising. I will keep this plant indoors and I will continue to propagate that. So I have citronella for the rest of my life. But what I have been looking forward to, hopefully you have been looking forward to, how have the prunings done? I had 7 trees that now it is the 8th, so about 2.5 weeks ago on a Wednesday, I had pruned 7 trees, 4 pears, and 3 peaches. And this is what happened. We've got growth because all winter they have stored up energy and they already had buds. This is the Red Haven peach. And if we look, we see roots. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scions, I have at least 1, maybe 2 that is growing roots. So that's 2 whole trees. Now, if I had grafted this to rootstock, that should have been done earlier. So these are probably going to go in the ground, but that's going to be all experimental because the reason why you would graft a tree to something that's local is because that local rootstock either has um, a native advantage because it's used to growing in that soil, or it's good for that particular growing area, and you're probably going to get a lot more success than just growing the actual scion. It's the actual tree. So instead of doing a peach, right, you might have a peach that's actually, no, peaches are native to Georgia, but you might have something that might be considered a weed, or but it grows really well here, and then you can graft that to that type of tree, and then you can get a peach tree. This one, as you can see, is also doing very well. By the leaves, this looks like it's also a peach. This is Belle of Georgia. I have way more scions of this. And I definitely have root growth. At least 3 different sprigs have roots. 1, 2, 3, possibly more. We'll see what happens when I change the water. So that's good. We have, let's stick to the peaches so that we can be consistent. These are the Loring peaches. And so far, it doesn't look like we have a lot of growth here, if at all, for roots. I think, yeah, I think it's time for me to change the water because I don't want them to get diseased, but we'll see what happens. So this is for the Loring peach. So those are peaches. Then we have the pears. This is the Moon Glow pear. Their leaves are a little different and they're waking up a little bit slower, which is fine. There's no rush for this. These would have just been composted, by the way, because I pruned them to make sure that the trees outside, were going to stay small, but actually they're probably going to go through an incredible growth over the summer, so we'll see what the height does. And I don't see any roots. I don't think I see roots. There might be some disease or maybe some mold, but I don't see any roots on these. So we'll see. We might end up putting these into some dirt. This is all an experiment to see how well things go. This one definitely has some kind of growth on it. This is a hood pear, and you see those leaves are a little different. And I have to look up these things. There's no growth here for roots, but that's okay. Then we have the kefir pear. This looks like the same. This could just be, I don't know, it has that same white stuff. I might quarantine these and see what that's all about. I see tiny, tiny little roots here, if that's a root. But these are also thicker, and yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wash these off and then get fresh water. And then this final one is a LeConte pear. This has growth, and I've kept this in a not really dark, but it wasn't in this bright light. I didn't keep them here for the 2 weeks just to allow the roots to grow. But now that the leaves are out, I might put them out here to see if I can help them create more food from the light. We'll see if that works. And this looks the same. It doesn't look like anything is growing. I mean, it's also possible these are just too old because it seems like the younger cuts make roots easier. So later on, I will change the water out. We'll give it a week and then see how that does. Is there anything else to show here? I don't think so. Yeah, so it may be raining, but I will go outside and I will show you what the cut fruit trees look like after I guess a full 2 weeks. Off we go to the backyard. Birds are ready. Okay, the birds saw me come out, so of course they're gonna want their food, but I have to show you the growth so far. Here's some of my lasagna, my bulb lasagna. Okay, this is how well my trees have been doing. So far, so good. It doesn't look like anything will come of this branch or this branch, which is fine. These two are okay, and we'll see what else comes up. This over here is doing very well. Lots of growth, and we've even seen that down here. I will probably have to take that off later, but that's doing well. And here is my third peach tree, just waking up and having a grand old time. And as you can see all the way down, it's just sprouting like crazy. So let's see how the pears are doing. You can see my little cat statue. Amazing. Go through here, quickly show you that's my rose, and that's already starting to bud. So the rose is fine. The rose will be fine. Oh yeah, look. Right there. It's coming up. That's going to be beautiful. I just have to get rid of the garbage around it. And I always think that my, what is this? This is my kiwi plant is dead. And I should know better because every year it comes right back. It's just sleeping. It was really cold and it didn't care. It's waking up. So my kiwi plant is fine. Nothing to worry about. I just have to train it better around this and probably stabilize this a little better too. But I'm gonna get distracted all the way. Let's go to the pears. The pears are waking up. We've got lots of opening buds here and there. Fantastic news. And over here, nice. Very, very nice. Even that one back there is doing great. Lots and lots of growth. And this tiny little thing that we got one little sprig from, that is opening up no problem. So we have nothing to worry about for the pears. So you know what that means, right? Pruning is, I wouldn't say easy, but you're not going to hurt the plant if you prune a lot of it away, so don't worry about it. But let's see what else is waking up. I have other roses here that I have to chop down. I have, this is, I think this is my apricot tree. This one is still sleeping. Oh gosh, a bug. Look at this bug. Looks like a tardigrade. Focus, please. I don't want to touch it. Gross. I don't know how to focus on this thing. Come on, focus. There we go. Gross. Yay, bugs. Okay, so I got a tardigrade somehow in my garden. And just for the record, it's not a real tardigrade. This is the other rose that I have to cut because it's going to start growing crazy, and I'm going to chop it down to there like I did the other one and just let that grow. Those are my crazy olive trees. I think that might be the one that I propagate next because I want to cut those low. All that nonsense is weeds, are weeds, sorry. And this, oh, I think I waited too long. But look at this plum tree. This crazy, tall, plum tree. I'm gonna probably get it down to here and then take all of that to see if that's a whole nother tree that I can create. But these are waking up. Very nice. And over there, it's actually starting to open up the buds. Oh, sorry, this video is so shaky today. I'm just trying to get this done before it rains. I can't reach that, but that's one plum. Here's another one, and I can give you more examples. Look at all of these. All of these flowers are going to open, and hopefully I will get some plums this year. And now I think I waited too long to prune it, so I'm going to have to wait and prune it later. And here is my beautiful apricot tree. Look at these flowers. Gorgeous, aren't they? My little apricot flowers. And there is another plum tree in the distance, also waking up. See the little tiny sprouts there. So cute. And let's see what else is waking up. That's my little pond over there. This big tree, that's my apricot tree. I think, are my raspberries waking up? I think those are raspberries waking up, but I have to go and clean that up a little bit more to tell. Here are my blueberries. As you can see, they're budding. That one, and that one. They're much smaller than my other blueberries, so I might put them in the plastic containers that I have on the front. Oh look, some of my bulb plants decided to show up. I planted those, I think, a year and a half ago. Here are my two cherry trees. And we'll see if they survived. They have little buds, but they're not awake yet. But they're about to be. It definitely looks like they're about to be. And this one just shot up. That big cherry tree. I want to get that one down to at least here. And then that's a whole nother cherry tree. And let's see, how is my apple doing? My apple is still sleeping. It still has buds, but they're not awake yet. That's fine. You know, the apple likes it to be a little warmer before it wakes up and does stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of waiting to do. Definitely have my work cut out for me this season. Gotta feed the birds. But let me show you the front yard to show you the craziness of everything that's waking up over there. All right, I had to come and show you doing the bird feeder because the birds are calling their friends. So let me do that before I go to the front yard. So they definitely ate all of the suet this time. I guess if you leave it for long enough, they'll eat the rest of it. They definitely prefer the professional suet to the homemade one. I got the apple treat again. Oops. Oh, right. Don't do this one first. Learn from last time. don't touch the greasy stuff, which I already did. No mealworms today. I went to a different supermarket and I just got this stuff. Woo. So that got filled. And then we'll fill this apple treat. Sorry for the sniffles, but anytime I come out here, it's always sniffly for me. Okay, we'll try not to touch the greasy stuff so much. Hear them? Can you hear them? They're calling their friends. This, I got peanut butter treat suet. Looks like it's good at my supermarket. Ooh, that looks a little different. Now I heard that some people just they just take the containers and put the containers in here and let the birds eat, so that the container sits in there like that, and then the birds eat out of that. And I guess that would be good to contain it, maybe to keep it from getting wet, but it's very, where's the camera? It's very mildewy here, so I would be worried that it might grow something weird and not have airflow, so I prefer to take all the plastic off. Go ahead and give this to the birds. Give the rest of this to the squirrels. Now let's go to the front yard. This is the sorry state of my front yard. Oh, I guess somebody decided to pop up. Hello. I planted bulb lasagna in there. That is like a grape. I don't even remember anymore. But they were supposed to come up en masse. This was a knockout rose that you can't knock that out. And then you'll see I have some lemon balm, and that is coming back. It dies back and then it comes again in the year. Over here, weeds, 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 weeds. I think these are also some kind of bulb plant, maybe alliums. And here go these bells again. Very pretty. I love them. They're very beautiful, but they're being hidden in this area. So I think what I might do with this is I'm probably going to take this thing down. This was created by a local craftsman. I don't know, it wasn't put together very well. The guy just came and put some staples or like nails in here, and this is cedar wood, and it was not very well put together. So my boyfriend went in and secured everything, and it was way more expensive than just us doing it ourselves. So I don't know what to say about that. Be careful when you buy local. It's good to support local people, but watch what you're buying. Let me go over here. This is a fire nandina. You'll see the other ones in the other area. Those are two of my rain barrels, and I will show you more of that because I have to adjust it so that there's water between both of them because I want to capture the rain. This area is where I had my lantana, and this is normally a very weedy area. This over here is my compost that's clean because there's not rodent poop in it, and I have to give more green stuff and some water, but that is doing its thing in the winter time. You'll see there's all types of weeds and stuff. These are crazy walking onions. They come back every year, and I was graced by this beautiful vine. I did not plant this, but this flower comes up here like this, and it's got the most beautiful little yellow bell flowers. I love it. And this is where I normally hang my hummingbird food, and see, it comes up like that. That's the corn that I left, and I will show you the fire nandinas in the front, and then I'll go through all this mess. This is the front, where every year my beautiful daffodils come up, and they are quite spent and heavy with water, but they have done a beautiful job this year. I have more that are coming up, as you can see, there and further over there, which is nice. Over here, I have lantana that come back, and I have so many marigold seeds, I don't have to plant them. They just come up in June or July. This is all weeded area, and it's hard to see, but there is an edge here somewhere. I don't know where exactly. Somewhere there is an edge, and I will probably get to that later in the week. But here are my chocolate mint plants doing well coming back, and it looks like some of them ran away. They are running over here, and they are mint, so you have to be careful. But this, oh my god, definitely chocolate mint. So if this takes over this area and then it comes up with lantana and marigolds, I can't say I would wish for anything better. R.I.P. my poor bay leaf. Now, when they're this withered, no, there's hardly any bay leaf smell. So don't let your bay leaf plant die, okay? They're good for containers, but you really have to be careful and make sure that you're paying attention. Oh, what do I have over here? That looks like some kind of, I don't know. That looks like, I can't tell. That leaf looks a lot like a squash leaf. It could be a sunflower. Who knows? We'll find out what happens. I have a little pond back there. I don't know if you could see it, but once the rains come, it's going to be pretty beautiful. Here are my fire nandinas that I moved from the front of the house to here, and it's a beautiful array of reds, yellows, and greens. Dandelions for the bees. And somehow I have 3 containers. I have 1 container there, 1 container there, and 1 container there. Oh, I think I have a 4th one over there. Oh, I have 5 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers. And the only thing that has survived has been this gardenia. I bought 3 gardenias. Only this one has lasted, and I think it's because this AC drips into here, which is perfect for watering. And I normally put a hibiscus in here because they're annual. So right now there's nothing growing in there but weeds. I might get rid of those, but I just wanted something cute in between because I didn't like the open space. But I think it's fine. I might just remove those containers and just leave that space empty. But cats like to go back there and stuff, so not too bad. What I do plan on, maybe when there's a sale with the bulbs again, because I love this look and then it stays green for like the rest of the summer, I think I might just put bulbs throughout all of here. Before, the ground was really, really crappy, and I think now that it's had a chance to get sunflower seeds and I put leaves here to do like a nice leaf mulch, I'll take all of these away, you know, get it in the soil, and then maybe I'll put some bulbs in here so that next year I will have bulbs. So then it'll be bulbs, then marigolds, then lantana, because lantana comes in like July, August. And I could start the lantana sooner, but I love it when it comes up by itself. And look at these. That's going to be a huge dandelion. I love that. I welcome them. And here's a mini pond with its mini ecosystem. I love when nature does its own thing. All right, let's get to the side yard. And here we have the side yard. This is where I originally had some salvia and something else, but I decided I will probably just have peppers because those grew really well. I normally put hanging plants for the hummingbirds here. After testing it, they really, really enjoy the, what are they called? The zinnias. The bright colored zinnias are their favorite, and it brings them to this little hanging area, and that's where I have my hummingbird food. But now these, I don't know, this is grass. I don't even know how this got up here. I'll probably throw this in the compost heap and just replace these baskets with the zinnias that I get at the store because I didn't start any zinnias yet. But yeah, I think I might do peppers grow really well along this fence. Maybe I'll also do garlic. We'll see. I don't know. The fence is, I'm still on the fence about how well these grow bags are doing. I don't think they're doing as well as I had hoped. And I was thinking about turning them over and just putting all the dirt that's in here and just put it in the ground. Let that be the no dig method, and then maybe fold this up and put that along the fence. I don't want it to get rid of, or I don't want it to eat away at the fence, but if I don't, the water just runs off through the hole at the bottom and it totally annihilates the neighbor's yard. So that's what I'm trying to do here, trying to stop that water erosion. So we will see. But so far, these beds, oh, somebody was digging. Somebody was digging. Did they make a little home for themselves? I don't know. Somebody was digging for something. Nothing would have been there but peppers, so I wouldn't imagine it was a chipmunk or anything, unless they hid their stash there, which is possible. Okay, here's the other side of the corn, which I just left there because I figured they might eat the corn, but I don't think they did any of that. Just gonna have to cut this down and put that in the compost. Here's some more of the walking onions. They look really pretty. And look at these trees. Look at these pine trees trying to grow. This pine tree trying to grow out of this container. The pine tree doesn't care. And look, nature cleaned these containers for me. I will go ahead, the sun hit them. I will go in there with some vinegar and water and then refill it. Probably once the rains have stopped because it's going to get really nasty out here. This thing, which I should have taken down last year, but I didn't get around to, this was what I put up so that I could have beans, and you could still see them here, all the vines and stuff like that. There are 6 grow bags in here. I will probably take, I'll weed all this stuff out, and I may grow my edamame again because that was really good. I might just do it from seed, just put them in there, see how they do. Because I got a lot. I just kept forgetting to get out here and actually harvest. Here's the nonsense burdock, not burdock, something dock. I forget. It's like woody dock or something like that. This is everywhere. I guess this is native, but what I do, I just chop and drop. I just let it keep growing, and then I just have flowers. When the marigolds come, the marigolds annihilate everything else, so I welcome that. And now, this is an interesting story because this is a corn husk, and that used to be a piece of the fence. And the fact that it looks like somebody was fighting over a piece of corn and maybe just took out that fence. It's supposed to look like this, and they just took it out. So somebody was fighting over the corn. Hilarious. Here are my blueberries, which I should probably also prune, which I didn't get a chance to, but look at all this new growth. This is not a blueberry. These are the blueberries, and those are going to be blueberries right there. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Focus. See, they're going to be little blueberries. So those are doing really well. That's 1 blueberry plant, 2 blueberry plants, 3, 4, and this is the one that I kept neglecting, but has come back every time. Look at that. Please focus on your own camera. Thank you. So I have to clean a lot of this stuff out. Like I want to go ahead and pull this out, but it's going to pull out a whole thing, so I have to do a cleanup video of that. Here is where I put some whatchamacallit, I think some turmeric and ginger, which I also had over here, and I think some garlic is coming up. A little sprig, I think, is garlic, and I don't know, I should dig in there and see if there's any ginger. I know I'm not being very systematic about this, sorry, but I also had turmeric in here, and the only thing that's come up is this, I think that's dandelion, and apparently some kind that's either a bean or a squash, cucumber or something. This is my oregano. This comes back every year. I've still not really picked it. These are my huge onion plants that I thought were onions, but they're just walking onions. I get disappointed every year. Here are my rain barrels, and I'll show you. Oh, everything is breaking over here. Everything is old, and this is my rain barrel, which you could see is totally full. And last time, what I ended up doing was I used this hose to try to take the water out of here and put it into here. Now, of course, I don't have my I don't have my tripod, but let's see what I could attempt without getting too gross, because I don't even have the right loves for this. And it worked. First time. Look at that. First time. That's a pro, ladies and gentlemen. Just kidding. But that will fill up this container. And I wish I could move this so it was not, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I just don't want it to tip over. But that will empty into there. And hopefully, if that runs off, then that's okay. But at least this way we'll get some water out. Isn't that crazy? Science is great. Science is absolutely amazing. Look at that. Okay, so I'll let that go and I will continue walking on. This is from 2 years ago. I had tomatoes in here and my plan was I was going to dump all of these things and put a rectangle, what is it called? A rectangle raised bed here, or 2 raised beds because they were pretty small raised beds, but I never got around to it. And eventually I'll have to take these off, and these are probably now disintegrated. That's the great thing about twine. Just pull it off and you just throw that in the compost because it's just twine, which is great. If we go over here, these beds I have to figure out what to do with because there has been poop in here and I don't want to use this for anything that's edible, but I also don't want to have anybody come over and poop on it again. So I don't know. I have to think about it. I might, oh yes, that's what I was going to do. I was going to make this into a, like a hummingbird or a, what is it called? A pollinator garden. And just, I have tons of seeds for pollinator and butterfly, wildflower, whatever. So I'll probably just sprinkle that all over here, cover it with some dirt and just be done with it. And see the friggin' onions. And this is a very sad, sad, sad scenario because unless I can get this container up to a certain degree, I think it's like 160 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that, the raccoons also pooped in here. So I can't use this. This was a wonderful way to make compost. This black container absorbed every inch of sunlight that it ever had shining on it. And I would get compost done in a week. Like it gets so hot on the side of the house here in the afternoon, just between a few hours, that if I had covered it with plastic or covered it with a like a board that had black, that was painted black, I would get compost so fast. But I might just plant some pretty tree in there, a small tree, maybe something like a Japanese maple, or I don't know, something. I would like to do something with it, but alas, raccoons. So that's the garden update for this week. This is what I've been able to do for the weekend. I hope to have some more time during the week to start more cleanup. I have to clean up the beds. I have to get to a place where I can actually walk through my dirt lockers, and maybe I'll continue doing that throughout the week. Cleanup and weeding has to happen first. But, oh, and the trickle is still going for the water containers for the rain catchers. But maybe I will now have a reason to do 2 videos a week, one on Monday to show you the weekend work and one on Friday for Feeding Fridays. Thank you for joining me. I know it might get a little more disjointed, a little less structured, because I would prefer to have things videotaped. I would prefer to have things recorded and then just put out there rather than doing a lot of heavy editing. And a lot of the reasons why I haven't gotten things out as quickly as I'd like is because I do a lot of editing because I want it to look really good. But right now, it's more important for me to document and just to show the dates and to see what's happening. And speaking of dates, I don't know if I'm going to put this before or after. Maybe I'll put it now as a little reward for watching all the way through. But I do have last 2 weeks ago so I could show a comparison between now and then, and this way you'll get to see how things look once they wake up. Thank you for watching. I don't have any merch on today, unfortunately, but if you're interested, please check the description and the URL will be down there. I'm still working out which .com I want. I run a lot of websites right now, and my focus is mostly on what's happening in the US in 2026. So the merch for the Rose Grows in Harlem is a little less of a priority right now, but if you want a Grow Fruit Trees hat or a t-shirt, feel free to go to the link in the description, and once I get an official really good URL, I'll start sharing that website name. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!